Okay guys, I had another video set up and designed and all edited and everything to be put up. You'll kind of like it. It's the third thing I ever made, and but I'm gonna do this one. As you can see though, my video quality has changed, my lighting's changed, background has changed, so I'm trying to get better at my video things. So I just wanted to go over a couple of things. Next week I'll release the one of where I'm critiquing the third item I actually made. I'm actually going to do what's new and on my bench. What's new now is I came up with a business name. I'm going to keep kind of hush-hush right now because there's a lot of things I got to look into for that kind of thing. So that's one of the cool things that are going on. Another thing of what's new on my bench is it's actually my bench. I just made it about a week ago. I was working on a project or a bench that was like, it was 2 feet by 1 foot. And as you can see, and you lay out a big piece of leather like this on only 1 foot by 2 foot, it's really unruly to cut. And all that other different stuff. So I was having problems with that kind of stuff. So I made a bench. Wife's kind of not happy about it, but I'm happy. It's a nice solid bench. Then also, since I got that, I decided to redo a couple of projects I had done in the past. And then I'm also doing a new one. The new one is I'm making a sheath for a sword. I like the sword fight. I've done it for a long time. And you can tell this sword's been through the mill. It's designed to actually be sword fought with, so it's not sharpened. To go into an actual armed combat with a sharpened sword, where if you guys do screw up and you do make contact, you don't want to really hurt that other person. So safety is considered as much as possible. But here's my sword. And I actually got it, I think, a year before I got married. So that's like 21 years ago I've gotten this sword, and I've had it for that long. But I've never had a sheath for it. This is a Starfire sword, forged in Wisconsin, which actually I know his forge burnt down like 10 years ago or something like that. But I think he's like in the heart of Wisconsin, so he's probably about 6-7 hours away. Nice sword though. But I'm going to finally make a sheath for it, and I'm going to design the sheath. Since I am of Nordic descent, I'm going to design a Viking sheath, and I'm going to go totally Viking. Stay with my tradition, or my heritage, or whatever you call it, ancestry, linealogy, and I'm going to go with that. So one change though I'm going to have is I played WoW for a very long time, and I enjoyed it. I still do play it every once in a while. I'm not big into it because it really is a time soak, and the attitude of the players, a lot of people you run into in game now they're actually really rude. In fact, you find that with most games now, the attitude of the players has gotten really, really rude. So I don't play it as much, but I still like it. So I'm actually going to have the Horde and Symbiola emblem on there, or symbol. And that'll be the only thing outside of Viking that you will see on it. I'm going to have to kind of watch the symbology, symbols, because here everybody knows there's a lot of arguments on both sides of spectrums, and it's not peaceful here. So a lot of the symbols that are used for the Vikings and mean some very important things to the Vikings and people who still follow that culture have been stolen by some hate groups. And a hate group's a hate group is a hate group. I don't care what they hate or anything like that. A hate group is a hate group. So I got to kind of watch it because they're stealing a lot of the symbolism from the Vikings and using it for their symbolism, and they're changing the meaning of what the symbolism totally means. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of research, but I'll do a lot of tooling. And that's going to be one of the things that, well, this is one of the things that are actually on my bench. I'm going to be doing another sheath for a friend. Things just didn't line up, so I can't do it right now. So a lot of times what I do is I do two of the same project, and I bounce things off of the two different projects. Sometimes I'm like, well, this might be cool, and then all of a sudden I try it, and it's like, well, maybe I could do it some other way and come up with a better idea, and then I do it on the other one, and I kind of go back and forth on the two like that. And then I critique my projects and really learn to build off what I learned between those two. Being able to bounce between the two really helps me out a lot. Now, they said they had it like a pirate kind of sword. So I'm thinking either a cutlass or a scimitar with something with a actual bend to the sword. So it's going to have a curvature to it, which is going to make me have to really step up my game, which is cool and frightening. Because I don't want to be way beyond my skill set, but I want to push the envelope so I can get better. And so that sword's going to have a little curve to it, so it isn't like a normal sword where you can just slide it down into a sheath and pull it straight out. It's going to have a curve, so I'm going to have to keep all that into mind when I do that. And with that curve, I gotta figure out the opening and the throat of the sheath to get that all lined up too. So, and I'm gonna also do frogs for my sword and their sword. So that's gonna be cool. That's one of the things on my bench. And then the other things are back on my bench is I'm kind of redoing some things I had done in the past. I haven't put out a review video for everything I've done. I will be eventually, but some of the things I haven't reviewed, but they've been either the video's already been made or there's other things in play or something else. I am going to go back to, I'm making a checkbook cover for my wife and for my daughter. I was just playing with tooling. I was learning how to do, because I'd never done tooling before, so this is the very first time. So if you know me, as you can see in the background, I got skulls back there. Everywhere in this room you look, there is a skull somewhere. It's more or less just a symbol of who I am. I'm fascinated by them. So I got skulls. This is one, and I just made it. It was a good design. I really like it. I'm going to revisit it and really finalize it so that this would be something that here in the near future, when I say near future, who knows, I'm going to actually have this on my website. I'm getting all that finalized, getting all that going through and all that. That takes a lot of time though, so I'm going to try to do that, but I'm going to make that, and I'm going to actually tool for them and do a really nice tooling. Now, I got these sets a while back, and I thought they were really cool, so I'm going to kind of show you what this kind of tooling I'm going to do. I have, see if you can see them, I got, because of the lighting and all that, I've got some very bright light shining right in my face to lighten everything up. I noticed that it got like darkness around my eyes and all that, so I'm trying to lighten everything up as much as possible, but I don't know if you can see it, but here, the tooling, and I'm going to actually stamp their names in there and have a little bit of fun with that. If their name is, this is too big to put across the entire checkbook, there's only so much real estate that's on a checkbook. So, like this, and to go across. So if it gets too big, I've got some other sets that are kind of nicer. I'm probably just going to step down to this set. And here, we'll just pull out, I think I pulled out a W last time, so I'll pull out the W on this one. This is definitely a lot smaller set. Is it going to focus? I can't really tell. But it's a W. I might go with this size, and that way I can do my wife and my daughter's name, full name, across the checkbook. Stamp in the bank that they bank at in case for some reason they drop a checkbook or something like that. They can actually take it to the bank. Hopefully that never happens though. And then I'm going to also do some tooling where I actually carve in something for my wife and my daughter to really specialize that checkbook. Once I do that and I finalize all that, like I said, that's going to be a product that I'm going to actually sell. And I'm not actually too far off from that. It's just a basic standardized checkbook. With the leather and the work that goes into this, I would have no problem selling this for $30. Well, not this one. This is the first one I made. So to me, it's worth a lot. But to everybody else, because I was just learning how to do some stamping and 3D stamping. And it's not very good stamping. So, like I said, though, it's the first stamping I ever did. So, to somebody else, it's not going to be worth $30. To me, it's worth a lot of money. I wouldn't sell this. You'd have to offer an extraordinary amount of money to buy this one from me. And I know I'm going to keep it for a very, very, very long time. So that's one of the things I'm going to do. I've talked about the swords. I'm also going to go back, and somebody's contacted me, and I've been kind of rethinking about the holsters I made. Like I said, I want to make it perfect, because those holsters, when I sell them on the site, they're going to be about $70. That's about the price that they're going to be for everybody. Just because I know the safety people, gurus and all that are, well, you have to show safety when you bring out stuff like that. The sword is dull, so you guys all know that. This is an airsoft gun. The reason why I have an airsoft gun is just because, and you can see it's got the little, to mark that it's a toy. I practice with this one. I put 5,000 rounds through my Glock. And that's my carry weapon. And I don't want to put a lot more through it just because that's a lot of wear and tear on a weapon. And I practiced a lot and a lot and a lot. I can do 30 rounds in 15 seconds hitting center mass at 25 yards. So I've done a lot of practicing. Now I practice with the airsoft, and I'm going to actually make a holster for this. And somebody had talked to me and said, hey, I want you to make me a holster. So I've gotten back to them since I was thinking about making another one anyways, and I'm going to make them a holster also. This will be finalizing products and how I'm going to handle selling holsters and stuff like that. As you remember, this is the one. I've carried it a few times now. This is the one I've made, and for all the safety Nancy's out there, it is unloaded. Trying to get a good view where I'm not actually spraying my head here. And then also I've got a clear magazine chamber. So I'm going to go through, and there's some things that I could have done a lot better, and then I learned a lot on this. And I think I can do it now to the point where I'm going to finalize making a holster. That's what I'm going to do with the holster I make for them and for my training, my airsoft training. Just because airsoft is a lot cheaper. That was a lot cheaper weapon than the actual gun itself. And I can finalize this and then start putting those out onto the website also. I'm also going to, I'm going to get and talk to the person too. I'm not going to be telling people's names because I don't know if they want to be their names said out loud or anything like that. So I'm not going to say who I'm making anything for. I'll just say I'm making something for somebody. If they want to out themselves, I'll let them do it, but I'm not going to out them. I'm also redoing a signature product, and I'm trying to figure out how to best figure out pricing on that, because it's this, and I really liked it. I really looked at different designs and the way this things are. I'm going to focus mostly on like Renaissance, medieval period items. So this is where this is actually became pretty much it just decided this was going to be my signature piece for this year. And so I'm going to revisit this. I've got another piece I'm actually designing and working out with. Like I said, though, I've already starting on checkbook for my wife and daughter and stuff like that. So I've got the cutting out. I've still got to do stitch grooving and all that other stuff and the actual tooling on it. But I'm redoing this. I have somebody that I'm going to be making it for. So I've contacted them and asked them what they want and what they like, and done a little bit of research. And I'm going to have to figure out a way to sell it, because these things for like my Kindle and stuff like that, I'm going to disappear real quick and just grab my Kindle so I can explain. I'm turning it off. It was sitting on. I'm actually playing D&D tonight, so I was charging it up because I like playing with my. I like having it on so that I could do different things or look up something real quick. But like my Kindle, here's the back side. The front side just says it's powering down. But these come in so many different shapes and sizes. You know, people are like, well, I need one for my Google tablet, something or another. I'm just going to have to figure out a pricing and say how I size things. The way my signature thing is I have sized it where I did the length and the width and then added on the thickness. And that's how I sized it. I'm going to put on the webpage when I do it. I'm going to list a couple of different sizes and then give it like a small, medium, large, extra large kind of thing. And then to say, okay, for sizing, you're going to have to measure out your device, and you're going to need length, width, and height. And once you give me those, you know, it'll be on the website, and then you can best match which one's going to make for the best holder for you. And then I'm definitely going to have different changes, because the one I'm doing for the person, they have a lot bigger notebook than I do. E-reader, Kindle, whatever. This is an actual Kindle Fire. So, and I'm going to definitely have a price range then. Small will be such size and all the way up. They'll all be this design, this style design though. Then I'm going to add different custom latching and different stuff like that. Where strap, if you want a strap with a buckle closure, is going to add so much to the price like that. If you want tooling done, then we're going to have to talk and stuff like that. Definitely emailing is going to be a big thing for the website. But I'm going to revisit this and finalize it. This is pretty much finalized the way it is, though. It turned out awesome. I can't complain about it. It was a good product. You hit a design like that right off the bat. I liked it. It was awesome. So I'm going to be doing that. And then I've kind of started thinking about my signature product, since I'm going to be, my signature product for 2018, and start developing a leatherworking portfolio. So that way when people are saying, well, I need a leather thing because I'm a LARPer, live action role play is what LARP is. I need it like this. I can make that custom exactly to their body so it fits them to a T, and it fits comfortably. I'll get into the hardened leather. We'll do the wax, and we'll do the water, and we'll do all that kind of stuff. Everything I'm going to make is by hand. Nothing will be done with electronic machines. So no sewing machines. All my stitching is going to be done by hand. The grooves done by hand. The tooling, as you can see, there's the holder there to hold the tooling, and then my orange mallet, and then I've also got my like a strap cutter and stuff like that. So nothing is going to be a press cut. It's one of my complaints about a lot of the LARP things that you see on the web and about when you go to the Renaissance. They're not using good quality stuff. They're using a lot of chrome tan stuff, which just doesn't going to hold up to, especially the expectations of someone who's in the LARPing community. They're going to actually want an armor set, which I will actually make. And they're going to want a sporran that they can wear with their kilt that is designed to last several years through repeated use, instead of what I see from a lot of the Renfest stuff is that it's designed to last for 3-4 years, but only if you wear it 2-3 times a year. And to me, that's just not going to cut it. I don't like that quality. I want to make a quality product. I use this case, like I said, D&D every week. I had a situation this week that I'm not going to go into, but I had to sit for long periods of time in a room, and there wasn't much to do, and I brought my Kindle and I used it, and this is being used constantly every day. It's not something that's being put aside. This is wear and tear, and it's lasting. I'm liking it. I've learned a lot from it, and I know how to make it better. But I'm still going to have the old style to it. I'm still going to have the lacing on the side to hold it together, clean it up, then the decorative edge lacing, and then the strap, and then the ring, and then a grommet, which is actually a sealed grommet. This grommet is glued in there, and that holds in the strap on, and that strap is also sewn on there too. I don't know if you can see it, but there's stitching there. So that is, my product is going to be designed to be used. That's what I want it for. I want it so that the person who's using it for LARPing can go out there and it's going to hold up, because some of those people out there, I've watched some of it. I'm not a big person into the reenactment stuff. Maybe when I was younger, yeah, sure. But they're going to want their stuff to hold up too. They're not going to want something that they wear a few times a year and then they go out and then every so many years they've got to replace it. They want something that's going to hold up. Other people, when they get into those little things, they get rough. And it's going to take a beating and it's going to need to hold. So I'm definitely going to have to think of thicknesses for that. Actually go for someone who does LARPing. I'm actually going to have to go up to that 13, 14 ounce leather, where I made a set of bracers before. They were 8, 9 ounce, which is more your Renfest thickness, because you don't want an actual thick armor for something you're going to wear all day just as a costume and all that, but you're going to want it to hold up and be strong. It's not the 13 ounce for actual protection, because you're not getting struck by a sword or a stick or a mace or anything like that, but it's still 8, 9 ounces, pretty thick. It's going to actually protect from some attack, but it's still, I'm going to design it so that person, that if they want to, they can go out and play around and have fun with it and have some protection, not the 13 ounce protection, but some protection from that. So that's pretty much what's on my bench, and what I've been doing, and my new bench, as you guys can see, it's been a lot better. I like it a lot better than the 1 foot by 2 foot table, and that's all the room I've got. And then also, being that I've got a granite slab now too that I can do my tooling on, that is going to really kick in. And help out a lot. I know in one of my videos for reviewing, I had complained about my tooling wasn't there. It seems like sometimes I gotta bang on it forever with my maul, and then sometimes it's like poof, right through. And I found out why that is. That's because I didn't have a granite board. I was just relying on that 1 foot by 2 foot table. And in the center of it, because of the wood, it would bend a little bit. And it was just fiberboard. It was strong. It hold up to 1,000 pounds is what it's rated for. This bench is 3/4 inch solid plywood. Then it's all 2x4 construction. And it is screwed together tightly, so this is going to do a lot better. I've already started doing some work now that I've had this built up, and I'm doing a lot better. Another thing that I'm going to start thinking about doing is I have a REM bag that I've been making that, and I use this stuff for like doing my measurements, like when I'm starting to do my lines for my stitching, doing the stitching line. You cut a groove in there to help protect the stitches, so the leather sticks up above the stitch, and then you flatten it out and it sits nice in that groove. I use it for that. I can measure and then cut and then measure, and that's where I'm also going to start making my smaller products. That's why, besides just doing the Renaissance Festival, I'm going to be making checkbooks and stuff like that, because as your leather piece, the leather you're working with, it gets smaller and smaller. I usually buy double shoulders, which is what this is. This started out like that, and you can see how much it's been used. There's a lot used out of this. This is getting to the point where there's not much more I can make with it. And then also on my website, the bigger pieces were, I can't use them, but maybe someone else is going to get into leatherworking like I am. I can sell a REM bag. Most of my stuff is going to be veg tan leather, and I like it a lot better than chrome tan. Some things are obviously going to have to be chrome tan, but I'm going to get that, but now I'm kind of getting distracted away from that. But like I said, that's everything that's on my bench and some of the cool things that have been happening lately. Thanks, guys. Please like and subscribe to my videos on YouTube. That helps me out so much. You guys wouldn't believe how much it helps me out when someone likes and subscribes to my videos on YouTube. But that's your decision. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.